Coming at you once again, baby. Just want to talk to you a little bit today about fatherhood, right? And in fatherhood, bro, fatherhood goes through a lot of different stages. But one of the main stages that a lot of you are going through right now or may go through is a separation with your children's mother, right? You might have more than one. And you end up having these conversations at some point, whether they're 12 years old, 15, 19, 25, right? Where they want you to explain to them why certain things happened, why certain things went the way they did, why, things weren't a little bit better. You know what I mean? Maybe they could have been better, whatever. So you end up having to have these conversations. So I just want to talk to you today about, coming clean and making sure that you stay in your masculine frame, bro, when you have these conversations, because that's important. Now, if you like the comment, please do as I always say, like the post, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. All right, that just lets me know I'm putting out good content, bro, and that you would like to hear more of it. Also, if you have something you're going through, perhaps, right, and you can share some words of wisdom with somebody that might be watching this video as well, please put it in the comment box. Now, you have to understand something, bro. Videos stay on YouTube for years. 5 years from now, a young man who is where you once were could be looking at the comment, see a comment that you left, and do something totally different as far as being a father is concerned, and it might change the relationship between him and his children. So imagine that. So just being a little bit vulnerable, bro, and sharing your story or just saying things that you do or do not do, it's really helpful, man. So get in the comment box and share your story. So a lot of you have children. A lot of us have children. Your children will get older. That is a fact, right? So, and in these processes, sometimes you hook up with a woman when you're 20 years old, 24, 25 perhaps. It's hard to get 20 years with that woman, right? It's hard for you to sustain a 20-year relationship from the age of 20 to 40, right? It's tough because you go through a lot of stages of growth through those periods of time. So does she. So it's hard to stay aligned. And a lot of times we deal with a breakup, okay? So when we deal with the breakup, 9 times out of 10, the kids end up being with mom primarily. Even if you see them week on, week off, they're still primarily with mom. Anytime your kids are with their mom for 50% of the time or more, bro, you're susceptible to them always getting her side of the story. And you have to understand something. Just like you believe about your mom, they believe that their mom doesn't lie. Tell me when the first time you thought your mom was a liar. Or even if you thought it was possible. Let's say your mom's not a liar. But even when you realize that it's possible, bro, you're probably a grown-ass man. So when you're 12, when you're 15, when you're 18, you don't believe your mom lies. You don't believe your mom stretches the truth. Everything she says is right. So a lot of times your kids are forming this opinion about you because of what they're hearing from mom. And what we've adopted in our society now in 2025 is that, oh, we never talk bad about mothers. We don't hold mothers accountable. Mom is always right. Without a mother, you have nothing. Oh, cherish your mother, because if you don't, you'll never get another one. That might be true, bro, but they're human beings as well, right? So they're able to be liars. They're able to stretch the truth. They're able to be negative, huh? They're able to sway your kids' ideas of you. So what I find is that a lot of men go through these situations, and when they finally have these conversations with their kids, they're always on defense, right? They don't want to talk bad about mom, and they always take the brunt of the criticism, right? And what that does is it puts a lot of stress on you. As a father, you're out here trying to do your best, bro. Some of you have older children, and then you now have younger children with your now wife or partner or whoever, and you're dealing with all the stress that comes from that kid, mainly because of what mom is talking about. Now, you have to understand something. Bro, there's one person that's raising them most of the time, right? In these separated households, there's one other person that's raising them. That person is either talking great about you, bro, or they're talking bad about you. There is no in between. See, we've been taught that, oh, mom doesn't say anything about you. She just lets your actions shine through. Not at all. If mom talks bad about anything about you, if mom sheds any negative light on your situation, bro, that's what the kids believe. So if you're late and mom says, oh, he probably don't be late when he pick up his other kids, bro, they believe her. You understand what I mean? So when we talk about these situations, bro, anytime that we bring up any situation in life, we always come from an accountability standpoint, meaning how can I change what I can change? We don't sit on here and complain, bro. We talk about stuff. Yeah, it might be negative, but let's get to the solution. We're solution based, right? Men can't move forward unless we provide solutions for each other. So this is how you solve a lot of these issues, right? So when you talk to these kids, because you have to have open dialogue with them. And I know, let's attack number one first. Oh, yo, you should never talk bad about their mother. Bro, I ain't telling you to talk bad, but I am telling you to tell the truth. Because what a lot of kids don't realize, and bro, I'm a dude, I got a mom. Do you know how old I was when I realized my mom had sex before? Think about that. Bro, you're a grown-ass man before you realize, oh, wait a minute, my mom actually had sex before? She might have sex now? So you have to understand, in the mind of these kids, they're not fully developed anyway, but what they don't think certain things about their mom. So if you are not truthful with them, they only have her side to believe. Now, this is what you have to understand. Oh, she's talking about you, because we never hear, oh, never talk bad about their father. That's not a thing. That's not a thing, bro. Because they don't have no problem saying, oh, yeah, your dad was abusive. Your dad was running the streets. Your dad couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Your dad couldn't hold down a job. He was always broke. What do you think? What do you think? They tell your kids, oh, your dad was a great partner? Your dad was amazing? He's a great fucking dude? He was always on point. He always had his shit. You think that's what they say? No, it's not what they say, bro. And you can't control what they say about you, but you can control what you say. So again, bro, sometimes you got to tell the truth. And guess what? Sometimes it's, hey, it's your 14-year-old son, your 15-year-old daughter. Hey, guess what? I really loved your mom. I really had love for your mom. She didn't really like me that much. I ain't gonna hold you. I was doing a lot of simping because your mom ain't like me that much. She agreed to have a baby to me, but she never liked me for real. What's wrong with saying that? What's wrong with saying, yo, you know what? I busted my ass. I worked really hard. But your mom wasn't really good with money, and we used to clash. She might be good with money now. I don't really know, but back then she wasn't. Boom, your mom was young when we were dating. I was 25. She was 19. Yeah, I was doing dumb shit, but she was very, very young and immature. And we used to get into a lot of arguments and battles about, certain things that we probably wouldn't argue about now because she's probably grown up a lot. And bro, what's wrong with that? Because what it at least says to the child is, oh, damn, my dad really wanted to be with my mom. It just didn't end up right. Oh, my dad really loved my mom, but she didn't really like him. Maybe my dad was trying. And it just didn't go the right way. Because guess what? How many of y'all had to talk with your kid and say, yo, my dad wasn't really around, bro? When I had you, I had no experience. I had no experience as a father. There's no book, bro. There's no one to show me how to be a good dad to you. I just had to learn, trial and error, bro, and I made a lot of mistakes. But understand that your mother also made a lot of mistakes. She's a human being too. She made a lot of mistakes, bro. We both did. 50-50. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Because once again, most likely nobody on that side is saying that you're a good dude, bro. Nobody on that side is saying, damn, your dad came a long motherfucking way. He used to be in the streets. Homie used to be out here wilding. He came from a separated household. He was in a foster home. How did he know how to be a dad? Became a dad at 20. He was still a child. How many people said that about you, bro? I'm guaranteeing you nobody says that part. So you have to be the one that say that to your children. Also, you got to talk to them about finances. Because guess what? The only time mom wants to talk about your financial situation is when you're coming up short. Huh? That's the only time she wants to talk about you. She'll never say, yo, your dad worked his motherfucking ass off, had 3 jobs, and just wasn't getting paid very well. Never got taught financial responsibility or how to balance a checkbook back in the day. So he didn't know he was spending his money frivolously. But he never knew. He wasn't taught. Bro, that's not what they're saying. Your dad's broke. Your dad don't want to pay child support. Your dad don't want to take care of you. You're your dad's last priority. Bro, that's what they're saying. Most of the time, bro, that's what we hear. How many times you linked up with a woman and she said, oh, their dad, awesome provider. He's amazing. Financially, he's amazing. Right? You rarely hear that. You hear the opposite. So again, you got to talk to your kids. Hey, son, listen. I ain't trying to act like, bro, listen, when I had you, I was 19, bro. I was 24. I didn't know what credit was. I didn't know what investments were. I lived check to check. I'm getting paid. I'm blowing it. I'm not planning for the future. I was never taught that as a kid. Because most dudes who was taught that became financially responsible. But if you weren't taught that, you got to tell that to your son. Just like, son, if I teach you how to shoot foul shots, but if no one ever taught me how to shoot foul shots, homie, I had to learn on my own. I wouldn't know how to shoot foul shots. So financially, bro, you got to talk to them about your situation and say, listen, a lot of times me and your mom wanted me to be responsible, but I wasn't there yet. And let's be clear, neither was she. We were both at the same point. We were both doing irresponsible things, but when it came down to it, the light was shined on me. Or she might be super responsible because she was taught to be that way, right? So it's okay to say, hey, your mom grew up in a 2-parent household. Your mom had 2 financially responsible parents that taught her how to be financially responsible. I did not have that. So when you were 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 16 or 10, I had to learn it on my own through trial and error. So I wasn't there yet. It's not that I didn't care about you, not that I didn't want you to have everything in the world. And bro, if they don't hear you say it out of your mouth, they don't know. Because again, bro, nobody's telling them the truth. Nobody's giving you, nobody's saying, oh yeah, you know what, cuz had a messed up upbringing. They're not saying that, bro. And a lot of us, look, how about the story about having a lot of money and still not spending it correctly? A lot of y'all blew money. Come on, man. But again, ill-informed, right? So that has to be relayed. You have to talk about those things. Now, finally, and this is just a couple of the things, bro, but I think talking about sexual irresponsibility is important, right? And again, you can always go back and point toward how you ended up like that, right? So again, if you had a great father in your life and you had some older brothers and they were able to teach you the way, most of the time you weren't sexually irresponsible in your 20s because you were taught. But if you were not taught, bro, if you grew up with just a mom, how's she gonna teach you how to be sexually responsible? You know what she told you to do? Don't do it. That was her solution. But again, when you have 2 or 3 baby moms, when you had a baby on your son's mom, and when y'all was together, and then guess what she tells him? Oh yeah, your dad couldn't keep it in his pants. He was out here whoring all crazy. He was having babies all over the place. Here you go, trying to make sure you don't talk about his mom. God forbid. But bro, maybe you got to talk to him and say, hey, listen, son. Listen, daughter. Number 1, I didn't know what I was doing sexually, meaning being responsible. I was choosing the wrong women because I was out in the streets, perhaps. Or I just was never taught how to choose the right women. So I'm laying with every Jane and Patsy, right? It wasn't until I grew up that I understood what good women look like and I started making better choices. But also it's cool to say, hey, listen, though. I was with your mom. We were going through things. She put me out a couple times. And I ended up with some other breezies because me and her weren't together. So that's how I ended up possibly having your siblings or whatever happened, right? But understand that a couple of those times, it was your mom put me out, bro. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to break up with your mom. How many of y'all in a situation where she broke up with you and you didn't want to break up with her? And how much do you say that to your kids? How much do you look at your kids and just say, yo, I didn't want to break up with your mom. She broke up with me. If it was up to me, we'd probably still be together. Because, bro, she's not telling them that. What do you think? She's sitting them down and saying, oh, guess what, y'all? It was my fucking fault. Nah, she's not saying that, my nigga. You know what I mean? When she described you, you a demon, bro. You got to keep it real with your kids and talk to them about what really happened and what you might have become since then. Because we just expect our kids to know that. They don't. And they're not getting fed the positives about you. They are not, bro. That is not what these women do. I'm sorry. Been on this earth almost 50 years, bro. They not sitting around talking about how awesome their baby dad is, bro. How awesome the ex-husband is. No, that ain't what happens. So you got to take control of that. And I think that's an accountability piece in itself, bro. Is just saying, I'm going to talk to my kids and let them know the mistakes that I made, but also let them know that I was in a partnership with their mother. It wasn't just me. But I've become a better man because I did these couple things later on down in life. I realized that things, won't why. And bro, guess what? You might have to look your kids in the face and say, yo, your mom ain't a good partner. That's why she's not married. How about that? There's a reason why your mom hasn't got it. She's just not the greatest partner in the world. And bro, you ain't got to call her out her name or nothing like that. But it's okay to say that. Because that might be the truth. That might really be the truth. Now, they're older normally, and then they finally realize it, because you know how it is. Fellas, hey, it's everybody else's problem until we get to a point where we like, wait a minute, mom. Come on. Everybody else the problem? So it might still take them a little bit to see it. But you have to express your true feelings. So, bro, talk to them about your finances. Talk to them about where you were. Talk to them about how you grew up, how you got to that position, and how you changed your life. Talk about the relationship you had with their mother. How young you were, because a lot of times you were young. How immature and irresponsible you were in relationships because you didn't know any better, perhaps. And it's okay to talk about the mistakes that maybe their mom made too, because there were mild mistakes. It takes two, right? And then also talk to them about sexual responsibility and the mistakes you made that might have involved their mother as well, right? And how you've grown from that. And because when you combine all those elements, bro, and you talk to your children about these things, now they're able to, first of all, have a better opinion of you, bro, right? Which is huge. But then also, you're breaking the cycle. You're breaking the cycle. Now, when your son's 19, maybe he's not being sexually irresponsible, bro. Maybe when your daughter's 20, she's not being financially irresponsible. Damn, my dad talked to me about he was blowing money left and right. He wish he'd have saved more and invested more. I'm going to save and invest because my dad told me that ain't the way. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of talking we got to do. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, homeboy. There's no perfect father. He doesn't exist. Now, I understand you trying to be perfect. I understand that, and that's cool. We got to, we strive for perfection in all areas, right? But in fatherhood, bro, it probably ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna hold you. But there's no perfect father, so don't feel down about yourself. And bro, it's an ongoing process. It's a learning process. My oldest is 25. I learn every single day about being a father. It's not done. I don't know who told you when they're 18 it's done. Shit, it's not done. You know what I mean? Then you become pop at some point, and then you got to deal with that. You dig? It's not done. So continue to learn. Continue to better yourself. Continue to be confident that you're doing everything you can. And continue to be factual and talk truth to your children, bro. And hold yourself accountable as well. So if you haven't been holding up your end of the bargain with your kids, say, look your kid dead in the face. Hey, yo, you know what? Dad promised you a couple things, and I ain't come through for you. I gotta do better. I'm gonna do better. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just do better. It is what it is. But normally that's all the kids ask from you. So last jewel I'm gonna give you about fatherhood today is, bro, time is the most important thing you can give that child. I don't care if you black, white, Ecuadorian, South American, my nigga, Canadian. The best thing you can give a child is time. My 25-year-old ain't finna tell me about no sneakers I got him when he was 10. He can't remember that. He cannot remember when I took him to a basketball game he remembers the time. So he might remember the basketball game because it was an experience, but he's going to remember the time. Because when kids get older and they ask you, why didn't you? They never say, why didn't you buy me the Jordans? Why didn't you buy me a new bike? They say, where was you, my nigga? Where was you on Christmas? I ain't see you for 3 months, bro. You understand what I'm talking about? So let's make sure that we focus on the time spent. And let's do it however we got to do it. Right? So I'll be coming back to you with more fatherhood gems, bro. This ongoing process, and we just want to get better as dads. Now, if you are a father, right, you about to be one, or you've been one for a couple years, and you need some one-on-one help with some things that's going on with you, all right, go down in the description, book a call with me. We'll get on the line, bro. We'll talk about some things that maybe we can put together for you so you can just start getting better at it, right? You might need a family counselor, bro. You might need a psychologist, a therapist. You might need something in your area, right? I can help you connect with those people in your local area, or some online services to help you through this. Bro, the biggest mistake we make as men is we don't seek help in the areas that are most important to us. It's the biggest mistake we make. We just figure, oh, it'll get better. Nah, but if your car wasn't running right, bro, and the transmission was slipping, you would take it to a transmission specialist. That's what you would do. So it's okay to do that with fatherhood, bro, because once again, there's no book on it, there's no handbook, man. You got to learn as you go. And for those of you who grew up without one, I was lucky enough to have one. If you grew up without one, bro, how in the world were you supposed to do this? It's like, how are you supposed to do this well, bro, without mistake? It's impossible, fam. It's impossible. So, as I always ask you to do, bro, share the episode with somebody you love. Let them take a few gems from the video you just watched. And also, put your comments down below. Put your comments down, good or bad, man, good or bad. And understand that people read your comments. You're thinking that you're just commenting to me. But everybody who watches the video looks through the comments just like you do when you watch IG Reels. You look at the comments, fam. You putting something in the comments that says, you know what, I started praying with my kids and it changed their outlook on me and our whole relationship changed. Bro, it might be 10,000. Hey, listen, I'm finna blow up, baby. It might be 1 million people that see them comments at some point. Might be 5 years down the line, but it might be 1 million folk that see that. Now, out of that 1 million, what if 10% of them people start praying with their children? That's 100,000. 100,000 men praying with their kids, bro, from a comment that you put in. It took you 5 seconds. That's the impact we have. You understand? So I appreciate you for tuning in with your boy, man. I'll be back at you with another one, all right? It's your guy, mark my words.